Hello, welcome. I am Mary Mazur, and this is Change Your Funk to Fun. And this topic that we will be diving into is give yourself permission to be divinely selfish. And how you do that is by being obedient to your heart. Yes. So we are going to allow ourselves to become a bit selfish. Yes, we are. And we're actually going to be dancing and playing with those words because this is actually where the sweetness is. This is actually where the true essence and the true love is in your divine aspects of yourself that you get to allow yourself to put yourself first in. So that's what we mean when we mean by selfish. So if you're saying, I know for me, that's for sure. And I'm sure for you guys too, I would get big triggers, right? When I would hear that about being selfish, and people would probably even say, hey, even when we were younger, you're being too selfish. You're being this, you're being that, right? So a lot of us totally shifted a lot of things around to become very out of balance and very in the extremes living. And many times, many of us have become people pleasers, right? Trying to help make everybody else happy, making sure everybody else is okay, and overgiving, things like that. And we'll be talking more about those coping skills that many of us embodied in this lifetime. And then the gift is how can we change that within ourselves? How can we actually let go of that and allow ourselves to be in the present moment of our true essence and to be divinely allowing yourself to be in your full love. So, what we mean by giving yourself permission to be divinely selfish is you have permission, yes, from God source consciousness, absolutely, and your higher self. And please know and understand this, that yes, you have a right. Yes, you have that right to be you at your highest level. And that's your divine level. That's your love and light level. That's your connection to oneness in all level. Because we are actually the I am presence here in incarnation. And the gift is that there's 8 billion of us that are in this in our own unique ways. You are so vital and so important, and it's so precious that you are so unique exactly as you are. There isn't anybody else like you on this planet at all. Not at all. No, there might be some similar, that's for sure. There's a lot of us collectives that have come here, and we are quite similar, which is great. And you have your own uniqueness. So, this is the gift, and this is the invitation in this talk today to allow yourself to have the permission to become divinely selfish. Yes. And let yourself begin to feel into what that feels like, and just use the power of imagination. So, can you imagine yourself? Wow, if you could be divinely selfish, what that would even mean. And we're definitely going to be talking about that later in the show, that's for sure, because that's the big dream building and actually really the full creation of what you'll be doing. That's like the end of it. That's actually woohoo, where we're going. So then we'll step back now and actually go to the beginning part, okay? And this is the part of you, of the aspects of you that are not at that level yet. This is the part that Psyche helps you with greatly. Yes, I am a certified Psyche instructor. There's less than 30 of us across the world, believe it or not, and we're all planted all over the world to help people during these times for exactly things like this. When we have kept ourselves small, or don't think we're good enough, or think there's something wrong with us, or that we may, an aspect of ourselves that may feel that we're not wanted or not fully loved, or just too hard on ourselves, critical with ourselves, having negative self-talk, or just sabotaging ourselves, where we just, whatever we want to do, we actually, the opposites end up happening, or difficult things happen in our lives. Those all happen. A lot of it is because we did not allow ourselves to become divinely selfish. It's actually all happening because of that. Wow. Yeah. So we're going to be really hitting things on the head here, because when you get to actually step into the gateway of opening up and receiving and actually having yourself vibrate at that level where you are, that it's a given, that it's just your natural way of being divinely selfish, then your life is going to begin to change. Yeah. Absolutely. You're going to actually begin to feel more relaxed, more at peace, more in your knowingness. You'll be able to connect into just those deep knowings about yourself. And in time, you'll be able to let go of any worry or doubt or questioning of it, or think you're not any of that. We all created all those beliefs, those limiting beliefs, especially being born in the 20th century. And it was because we agreed to do this. We all agreed to come at a time when the world is changing drastically. And it's so exciting. It's so exciting. We are in the best times right now. We're stepping into the Aquarian age, and the Aquarian age is so amazing. So amazing. And we're 23 years into it because it's 2023. So the year 2000 is when we stepped out of the Pisces age, and that was more the illusion age. If you can imagine that we were upside down and or even underwater, you could even imagine it that way. And then now we have lifted up out of the water, and we are up right now, and we're going to land in and step into on the land and begin to discover who we really are. And you're going to discover, yeah, who are you? And those are great questions to ask yourself. Who am I? Who am I? What am I? And why am I here? These are wonderful questions. And what am I meant to be experiencing here? What am I meant to be doing here? How am I meant to discover my gifts and share my gifts with the world? This is actually the big wonder and the big excitement and the big gift that we each get to have by living here as a human being. Yeah, you do. You do. And when you can recognize, okay, if there's parts of you that aren't fully anchored up into fully and completely living in your divine selfishness, then this is perfect, because this is exactly what the gift of Psyche can help assist you with. At the end of the show, we'll be talking about how you can come to a workshop that I teach. You can have a private session with me or another Psyche facilitator, whoever you're drawn to connect with, because there's so much help for you here. There's so much support. It's all here. It's just that many of us have blocked that off. And a lot of it is because we have not become divinely selfish. Instead of being divinely selfish, we have lived in fear. So fear is the opposite. It's the other side of the coin. Yeah. We do live in a polarity universe, which means there's opposites. That wherever there is one thing, there's going to be an opposite of another thing. And this is actually ideal for us to be able to experience fully here, because then you have something to compare to. We do have contrasting. And with contrasting, we get to experience even at a higher level, believe it or not. So, and if there's any of you listening that may think, oh, heck, that's not true. Or, like, for instance, why am I in so much suffering? Or why are, crappy things keep happening to me? Okay, we get it. It does stink. It does suck. Absolutely. And at any moment, at any time, you get to actually recognize it. And that's the gift. When you actually can recognize what's actually happening to you, that is huge, because now you're becoming an observer for yourself. And when you can become an observer for yourself, then things can begin to change, because you always have a choice. You always have choices. So you can choose love or you can choose fear. You can choose openness and creativity and a willingness to step into your courage and willingness to change something. Or you can choose not to. You can choose to stay stuck. You can choose to stay in a pit or stay in a victim energy, or thinking just things are just not safe here, and crappy, I'm just surviving, and blah blah blah. It's kind of a yucky way of living, and it still can teach you a lot of things. So there's many people that are still in that consciousness. It's the third dimensional consciousness of the illusion of separation. So when we came here as a human, we agreed to have what's called the veil, which means we forgot who we are. We did. We forgot who we are. And we, believe that we came in with a clean slate, which, many of us at one perspective we can think we had, but we actually have a whole bunch within us because of other lifetimes that we've had, other experiences even outside of Earth. We just have agreed to not have access to any of that information as if it never happened. So if you're good to just imagine if this was true. How about that? And then we agreed to have the parents that we had. We agreed to birth at the time that we did, so that our astrology, the planets and the stars, can best support us with the changes and the expansion that we want to make. So at a beautiful level, we all did create the life and the prep up, for how we're going to live here and what we would love to experience and do. So we basically set it up before we got here. How cool is that, right? Yeah. And I get it. Again, especially some people that have had some really, really tough lives. I know my heart goes out to them greatly. I honor them greatly. They took the really tough challenges, tough times. And they are welcome into their divine selves too. They're welcome into divinely being selfish also. Yeah. And so we all are, and that's the gift. Yeah. So if you're not in the divinely selfish part, then we will have aspects of our own selfishness. That's called our ego self. That's the part of us that thinks that, we're alone, we're the only ones here, we have to go do everything ourselves. And then we are many times in survival when we're fully into just our separate ego self, is that a lot of times we're not even connected to our spirituality, our divinity, our connection with all source knowingness, consciousness, God source, however you want to call that. Yeah. So, and we get free will choice to do this. So any of us that are like that, you're going to still be given opportunities. You always will. For example, Dr. Bruce Lipton, he was given it through science because he was pretty much like an atheist or agnostic philosophies, didn't have any spiritual background or connection and things. And yet he was a hungry learner, which was great, and loved to learn. He ended up getting his PhD, right? And cell biology. He loved the body and science and with the cells. And it was actually the cells that taught him. Isn't that amazing? And with his science background, it was the cells that actually opened him up to his very deeply connected spirituality aspect of him now. And he also found Psyche, which is really neat. He met the originator, Rob Williams. He's the originator of Psyche, at a conference the two of them were speaking at. And then that led Bruce Lipton to go write his book, Biology of Belief, which is a phenomenal book. And it transformed my life. It actually, me reading his book is what led me to learn Psyche. And then that's what's helped transform my life. And then now I get to go help all kinds of other people that are ready for it too. So the gift keeps giving. So I want to thank Dr. Bruce Lipton. Oh, what an angel here, really. And such a gift. And the gift, and the beautiful part is it doesn't matter how we're raised or what we were taught, or even the beliefs that we have when we came in. The better question to ask is, how do you want things to be instead? How do you want things to be? And when you can recognize that you don't like something, that's actually where the gifts are. So in those preferences of a huge dislike, or what you really don't like, or you really want to be done with it, that's even better. Because we are the creators of our lives, and we create our lives based on the beliefs that we did create our first 7 years here and continue to create here. And the gift is that we can change these beliefs. And this is exactly what Psyche helps you do in a very fast, simple, and effective way. Yay! How cool is that we get to have tools? And there's other beautiful tools, and I want to honor that there are many, many tools, and I know people have used many tools, which is so beautiful. I know for myself, I am partial to Psyche just because it has been the most transformational for me compared to any other one. And I do love other things too. So maybe in another show, we'll talk about some other beautiful complements that Psyche works really well with. And they help, tandem and support, which is super huge. Yay. Yes. Okay. So back to us being divinely selfish. How cool is that? And then okay, so with Psyche, what I did is I actually balanced that within myself. So what that means is that I checked in at the subconscious level of the mind to see if my subconscious believed that I give myself permission to be divinely selfish. And it actually, when I muscle test, your body can communicate with you with muscle response testing. It went weak. And when it went weak, that just meant that my subconscious, there was an aspect in my subconscious mind that did not believe this. Perfect. That's what we get to use Psyche for. Yay. And with Psyche, because it's a spiritual process, we connect in with our superconscious mind, or your higher self aspect of you, your spirit part of you, to making sure it's safe and appropriate to make this change. And I did get permission from my higher self, which I was thrilled about. And I embodied that. So I made the change with the Psyche balance change process. And that's what we teach at the workshop, how to use it. It's actually a pretty simple process, and it's very effective and very profound. Once I embodied that new way of being within myself, I could not believe the changes that started happening with me in my life. Today, we're talking about giving ourselves permission to be divinely selfish. And we do that by being obedient to our heart. So yes. And it actually is a huge gateway change when you can make this change within you. I did that for myself, and I'll share with you the different changes that happen within me, and the differences I was able to help make with other people. And this will help encourage you if you would like to do the same. Because we are designed and meant to actually put ourselves first, let our cup be filled first, okay, so that we can give and serve easily and always have a nice flow happening within ourselves. And the gift of doing that is by living more in balance and more with listening to your internal guidance system. Yeah, we have an internal GPS system within ourselves. All of us do. Yes, we do. And it's called your intuition. Yes. And your body actually can express to you too. Your body's going to tell you, and even your actions or even your words, if you can pay attention to those too. Many of this is just letting you know where you are, what you believe right now, what you value right now. And if there are things that you're not doing that you want to do, and things that are just blocking you or preventing you from really stepping into what you want to do, this is the gift that Psyche can help you with greatly, which is awesome. Yes, yes. So because at the subconscious level, the subconscious is there to protect you, and that's its biggest role, to make sure you stay alive here while you're a human. There you go. So it's a very good job to have that it does. And because it's the recorder of every experience you've ever had, and your perception of that experience. So whatever your perception is, whatever you created in your mind of a belief about that, you will download that within your subconscious mind as a little record keeper, and then it keeps that, and then that's what runs 95% of our lives right now. Pretty amazing. We're habit creatures. So if you're not fully conscious and being fully present in each moment of everything you're doing, then you're just going to go on autopilot, and the autopilot is the subconscious mind. Yeah. And majority of the subconscious, we were programmed by our parents our first 7 years. How interesting is that, right? Or the caregivers that took care of us. And for many of us, most of our parents were in survival mode. They were just still raised in many with a lack of scarcity, a bit of fear, a bit of things aren't safe here, because there were a lot of wars in 20th century. And then we, as children that were born here, got embodied with that. And we agree to live in this time. How cool is that? Yes, because we are in the Aquarian age, and we are in helping to bring in the new earth and to help rise our vibration, our level of conscious from our third dimensional experience, that illusion of separation, into the fifth dimension. And that's the unity consciousness. That's you letting your heart lead you. And then that's a big part we'll be talking in just a little bit about, is the obedience to your heart is really the huge gateway change that we are being called into. And that means that we are integrating our feminine with our masculine within ourselves, and then eventually letting the feminine lead, let the heart lead. Yeah, we have been having our minds lead, and a lot of it was because of the survival pieces, or it didn't feel safe here, that we had to. We pretty much had, that was the best safety construct for what we had to do. And now things are shifting. Things are safer here. Yay. And the gift why they're safer is because there's a lot more people that are conscious now. Yes. And when you're conscious, that means that you begin to become aware of your thoughts, of your actions, and your consciousness. We have a conscience, right? Which means, ooh, is this something that's going to help somebody or hurt somebody? Okay. Our innate ability within ourselves is to always do good and to always love. And that's what that divinely selfish aspect is let yourself selfishly, fully love yourself, fully fall in love with yourself. Every aspect of yourself, every aspect. And those hard pieces, those are the parts that actually need the most love. Yeah. There's parts of us, many of us, and I know I've worked with this part within myself, using Psyche, is the aspects that I hated about myself, or I was really disappointed about myself, blamed myself for things. Those aspects you actually can use with Psyche and help yourself shift it, change into how you want it to be instead. So you can let go of those things, let go of your old way, and then bring in the new way. Like, I love myself. I forgive myself. Even opening up time where you can go to those pieces that you did feel really bad about, or if there's any remorse or any guilt or sadness, shame and fears, and then just say, I am sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. You can say, I'm sorry to yourself, to that aspect of you. Yeah. And just say, forgive me. Please forgive me. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? Wow. And then we can say, thank you. And I love you. This is the Ho'oponopono prayer that is so sacred, and it's so simple. Something as easy as that, you can actually begin to help yourself with. Yeah. So you can open up your divine aspect and allowing that selfish part of you, which just means you allowing yourself to be fully love, fully light, to be fully filled and always filling up, so that you can always be able to give easily, share easily, and receive easily. All of this, we're doing all these pieces right now. We're really upgrading massively and mightily I don't know how you guys are all feeling, but I know for me, my body can definitely feel it, especially this past week. Wow, especially yesterday. Oh my goodness. Whew, and then whatever things we notice, the gift here that we get to do that also can help us with being divinely selfish and obedient to our heart is to ground with Mother Earth, to spend time in nature. So that's why I did this talk while we're outside in the beautiful woods. Yes, this is where I live now. And Mother Earth is one of the easiest and most simple ways that we can access who we really are by spending more time in nature. Yeah, as simple as that. And then in a short time, allowing yourself just to quiet your mind. And how you can quiet your mind is just taking slow, deep breaths. This is a beautiful way that you can connect in. And so we're going to do a little exercise here for that, to have yourself actually do this. So if you're not in the woods, you can just be in the woods with me right now. Or you can just bring your mind to the imagination of being in a most sacred space in nature, whether it's the woods or the ocean or the mountains. Go to wherever you feel most wonderful. Yes, and then open up, get into a comfortable position. Mm-hmm. Let your sit bones sit down and imagine your spine straightening up and your head being lifted up by a gentle pearl of strings. Yes, so you can be upright and straight. Yeah, and then you'll gently close your eyes. And then allow your breath to come from your abdomen, your sacral area, your lower area. And take a nice, slow, deep breath in through your nose up to the top of your breath. And then hold it there. That's the key. Most of us don't do this very often. Hold that breath, maybe 3 to 5 seconds. Hold it where you're just in the still point, the 0 point frequency, your oneness connection with you, your divinity. Yeah. So you get to just stay there. Ooh. And then when you feel the nudge to go breathe, allow yourself to breathe out your mouth. You can take a nice sigh. Right. And then with the next breath, you can bring in an intention. So how about we bring in the intention of gratitude? Gratitude for being divine. Gratitude for being love and light. So a nice deep breath in. And holding it gently. And then releasing fully through your mouth. Yeah. And then we'll do it a third time. A deep breath in. Letting yourself feel and vibrate the love of who you are with this. Deep breath in. Holding it gently. And releasing. Yay! So this is one way that you can show yourself that it's okay to be divinely selfish. That is one act of being divinely selfish. Allowing yourself to have time for you, to slow down, to be in nature. Yeah, and to connect within, connect in your heart, connect in your body. Many of us aren't even in our bodies. There's a beautiful book called The 5 Personality Patterns. If you're a reader, great book. I'm reading it now, and I've kind of skimmed through the whole thing, and now I'm really diving in deeply, and I'm actually doing a book club about it, which is really fun. So with this book, what it talks about is that basically our first 5 years of life, we created coping skills to survive when we were overwhelmed. Because, as a little baby, especially, or even a little child, we get overwhelmed. There's a lot of energy coming. There's a lot of things happening. We're growing and learning really fast. And we're taking everything in, everything. You're downloading everything. You're downloading all the energy and emotions that your parents have and are going through. And then you're bringing it into your own self to equip yourself for living here. Yeah. Ooh, well, some of us, including myself, I was one of these beings that when I first was growing in my mom's belly and up to like that first 6 months of life, I did not feel safe here. I was born during the civil rights crisis going on in 1968 in Washington, D.C., America, where they were burning down the streets. So the African-American community were standing up for themselves, which was absolutely beautiful. It just became very violent and very scary. And I was child number 11 from my mom, which is pretty nutty. And my mom, I know, did the best she could, that's for sure. But she probably felt quite fearful and had to protect her, her family, with my dad being a Marine too. Ooh, but with that, my system didn't feel it was safe. So I literally, like an aspect of me with my spirit, just said, nope, I'll stay more connected with the spiritual realms. I don't have to be really so much into my body. So I was more of, we call it like the lever pattern, where I would just pull away or leave my energy or pull it out or pull it away. Yeah. So with Psyche has been such a great gift because I have been able to shift that back into my present, back to being, knowing that I'm safe, I'm secure, I'm loved here, that my subconscious mind has that now and knows that. Oh, and it's been really remarkable to have my whole full spirit in this beautiful body vessel, this human vessel. Yeah. So check in with yourself, right? Do you feel everything in your body? Do you feel things flowing and moving or not moving, things like that? And that's the gift that we can help ourselves with staying healthy, because we're energy beings and things are meant to stay moving. And if they don't, and they start getting stuck or resistance or just right held back, then that's when dis-ease can begin to happen. So, yeah, qigong and tai chi are beautiful ways to move that energy. It's so beautiful, meditation, and then changing the beliefs at the subconscious level, like you do with Psyche. So, and there's actually sound therapies and yeah, like gong immersions and sound bowls and breath work. So many things that we can do to help our bodies, which is beautiful. And yeah, we did recognize ourselves to be human, right? So it kind of makes sense that it's probably a good idea for, letting our spiritual part of us to actually be in this human vessel. So I'm going to be inviting all of you for that, with the permission of being divinely selfish, to also invite yourself, your full essence, your true love essence into your body. And then the next gateway will be is to know it's safe to open your heart, because most of us have closed off our hearts. Yeah, most of us have gotten hurt or harmed or betrayed or, yeah, different experiences, especially in relationships. Whew, yeah, yeah, yeah. And to be able to heal through that, to be able to rectify it and feel safe enough to open your heart again, to live from your heart, is a mighty, mighty order. And it's one of the biggest callings that we are being moved to do, especially in this lifetime. Yeah, because when we can live from our heart, then things begin to change, because are the creators of our lives. And the heart center is more of our emotions, it's more of our feminine aspects of us. And it's the container of our unconditional love and acceptance for ourselves and others. So, how beautiful when we can start activating and moving and living from our heart center more. Yeah, then actually that is the huge gateway. That's when becoming divinely selfish just becomes a natural process, because you're like, of course, because this is who I am, right? Yeah, this is who you are. Yeah, isn't that neat? Oh, I so love it. Okay, whew. So if we're not in those states now, or like if you left your body emerging, hey, that it's just the experiences we had, and there's actually gems in that. There's actually giftings in that, because you can get really spiritually connected, which is really beautiful, and then bring that into your present moment, into who you are. Yes, and then and you can change the beliefs about feeling overwhelmed. That's the gift I know I've done for myself, and I've helped many others. Many of us do get overwhelmed and may move into anxiety or fears, things like that. So you can help yourself with that. Yeah, and you can return yourself back into the calm and the peace again, which is such a miracle, right? Yes, and the true love of who you are. And naturally, know being divinely selfish is a natural state of being for ourselves, and giving everybody else permission to do the same. We're all meant to do that, which means whatever I do for myself will always be good for others. This is our natural state, and this is what we're actually activating and turning on, which is so amazing, and I absolutely love it. So, and I hope you do too. Yeah, so I've had two big changes in my life that I'll be sharing when we come back from break. We're going to take a short break now. And when we come back, I did go through a divorce, and then I also switched my careers from being a nurse into an entrepreneurship. So I'll share how connecting with allowing myself to be divinely selfish helped with those two gateways. And it can help you too. And we're talking about giving ourselves permission to be divinely selfish. And how we do that is by being obedient to our heart. Yes, yes, yes. So I have done that with myself, which I'm encouraging all of you to do the same. That's for sure. So I used to be a nurse. I was a birth nurse, and did that for 26 years. Absolutely loved it. Loved birthing. Loved the nursing profession. And I worked night shifts. I was able to raise 4 kids while I helped mamas have babies at night. And I just thought that, yeah, that was my calling, and loved it. But yet, when I kind of look back at it now, because I have now ended that back in 2018, so it's been 5 years now since I let that go. That it served at the time. So whatever kind of profession you're doing or whatever work you're doing, it's serving you in some way. It definitely served me in the way that I was doing that, and the beliefs that I had and the roles that I have. A lot of time at that time, I did not allow myself when I was that nurse to be divinely selfish. I did the exact opposite. I actually put everybody else first. I was the caregiver. I was the one who was taking care of everybody else. I actually put myself last. And in that can be pretty rough and tough. Like we get pretty stressed out, um, yeah, over anxious, overwhelmed, and it ends up being a pretty uncomfortable experience a bit. So I would guess people in professions where they are always taking care of other people, it can be quite taxing. And you can do it, and you can actually do it with being divinely selfish. That's for sure. It's just you have to make sure that you recognize what you're doing, and then find the balance, making sure you open up time for yourself. Learn to say no, learn to have boundaries. Pieces like that are super important and super helpful. But my spirit had led me with learning Psyche, and it moved me into wanting to become an instructor, a Psyche instructor, which I do now, where I help teach people how to make those changes within themselves. And so when my internal GPS system, navigation system, spirit let me know that, I was like, oh, that's interesting. And it was a little bit challenging because I actually loved what I did. So it's not so easy to let go of something that you actually love and enjoy, right? And I actually, yeah, I really did. I was really happy about getting off the night shift, though, I do have to say, because I love sleep now. And actually, because of the contrast, I so appreciate sleep at a whole new level than I ever have before, which is beautiful. So with Psyche, I did make beautiful changes within myself, beliefs, and new ways of being, so that yes, I do get to put myself first. And the important piece was that I had to ask myself, what brings me the most joy. What is my calling, and what am I meant to do? And giving myself permission to, it's okay to expand. It's okay to make changes. It's okay to do something different. So just let yourself know that too. A lot of us are doing that now. A lot of people are changing their careers, changing really big things in their life, because we can. We're at such a great time that we really can. And things like Psyche, we can just come to workshops and learn it, and then start using it for yourself and helping assist others might be a beautiful gateway for you. Even just, going into more of the healing arts, and you can become a facilitator as coming to the workshops and help assisting. Many people do that and integrate it into other things that you're doing. So that's a beautiful gift. So the gift with me that and the pieces I had to really work with myself, especially going from having a job and being an employee and then moving into becoming an entrepreneur, that was another really big leap. And that can be a big leap for people here, especially if your parents were employees and most of the world are employees, that we really get pressured into just getting a job and then having that security for the job, which, is okay. And if it works for you, that's excellent. And if you get that nudge and you're like, hey, I want to do something different. I want to do something that matters. I don't want to just have a paycheck to pay the bills. That's beautiful. It's actually a beautiful gift that you're receiving. You are actually getting that nudge. What's nice with using Psyche is that you can do it in a way that's more gentle and in wonder. So then just in a wonderful way, in an imaginary way, okay, what could you do? Or what would you like to do? What are your strengths? Those are important questions to ask yourself. What are you good at? What are you natural at? What brings you joy? What helps you come alive when you're doing it? Like, man, when that happens, you're like, yes, like, that's a sweet spot, right? You're not feeling exhausted and drained, or feel used, or feel, like they're rolling over you and things like that. Especially with being a nurse, quite a bit of that happened. So I said, no, I'm done with that. I put in beliefs within myself that yes, I am honored, I am revered, I am respected, right? So, and that I have free will choice, that I get to choose how I want to live my life, and I get to design my life how exactly I want to live it, and I'm actually living it now. And you can too. This is what's so amazing. So yay! So that's one, and then definitely lifting into my divine selfishness helped me with that, because that's my love, my spirit part of me, letting me be in the driver's seat, letting me be the one to say, yes, this is it. My spirit part of me, your soul part of you, your true essence part of you, to fully be this human being here in such a beautiful way. And it's definitely a different way, because it's from love. It's not from fear. And that's like, whew, it's very freeing. It's very open. It's very grounded and calming. And it's such a beautiful way to live. So highly recommend it for anyone listening here that you are edging into. Also know that you can get lots of help and lots of support. We were taught that we have to do everything ourselves. It was a very masculine approach, that just get out there and gut it out and just get everything done yourself, which can work. You also can get very tired. So the more the feminine approach that works with the masculine, which is the ideal way to be, to have the two come together, is to be open to receive help and receive supports, right? So when I did become, an entrepreneur, where I run my own workshops and have private sessions with people, I have an assistant. So I'm really grateful that I have somebody that can help and support me greatly. And she's amazing, amazing, amazing. So it's wonderful when you can have the help and the support and know that there's more than help and support here for you. You just have to be willing to open up to it. And that's your free will choice. And to recognize it. If you feel like, I'm just doing too much on my own. Okay, perfect. Then that means time for you to start asking for some help, right? And to see how you can do that. You can do that speaking from your true essence, from your divinely selfish part of you, from the obedience of your heart, where let your heart speak, and even if it feels uncomfortable for you, just begin. Just begin. And this is where like a private session may come in very helpful with Psyche, because then you can reprogram your subconscious mind, because maybe there's blocks there because you spoke up before and a tragedy happened, and maybe in another lifetime or even in this lifetime, this time, or maybe you didn't feel like you were heard, that people don't respect you, or you weren't heard, or you don't really have a voice, and you actually do. So these are pieces that you can put in for yourself. Yes, I do have a voice, and I have a right to speak up. I have a right to say what I want and get what I want, and do it out of great love. So these are huge pieces that we get to do with growing and expanding in ourselves. So with that book, The 5 Personality Patterns, after lever, the next coping skill, some people you'll usually choose one or two primary ones. The next one after leaving is merging. So, and that was a bit of what I did. I did the more of the compensated merger. So the earlier merger are those that are very needy, the ones that don't feel like they got what they needed, like they asked for what they want and they didn't receive it as a little baby. Whatever experiences that they might have had, they embody those beliefs. And then what happens is that then you end up thinking definitely you're not good enough, there's something wrong with you. You're always needing other people to do things for you. You say, hey, I can't do it, you got to do it, that kind of stuff. If you're doing those kind of things, that's just letting you know that you're just using that merger coping skill. And it's just a coping skill that you can transform and change. It is helping you and serving you in some way. And a lot of times it doesn't feel very good, though. And it's really nice when you can switch it, you can change it. And by reprogramming your subconscious mind, you can do that so that you can put in how you want to be instead. So how about like, hey, I am self-sufficient. I am self-responsible. And I open and get extra help too. I always get what I need. When I ask for something, I receive it. Pieces like that. You can actually reprogram yourself. And the gift is when you do this, then your world's going to begin to change, because whatever's in your subconscious mind and within you is what is going to be portrayed out in your outside world. Yes, because you're the creator of your life. So once you can make those changes, then you'll begin to notice and see, wow, I do have support. Wow, I can really get what I want. And it's such a miracle when you begin to experience new changes in new ways just by changing the beliefs within you. It's absolutely amazing. Yay. Whew. So the compensating merger is the one that's more of what I did, where we end up being like the rescuer, where we actually act like we're very self-reliant because we didn't get what we needed or wanted. So we just have to go out and get it ourselves. And so we got kind of feisty, like I'm definitely more of a feisty one. And we begin to experience that we are self-reliant, self-sufficient, but to the extreme. So then we aren't able to be so easily open to receiving the help from others, or knowing that we can just openly receive. So those are also things that I know I've made changes within myself, and I've helped others do the same, to be open to receive it, receive the help. And then that way, and a big one too, is I have let go of rescuing people or saving people or trying to be their healer for them, things like that. I have reprogrammed my subconscious mind so that I know they're the healers of their own life and their own world, and they're the masters of their world. And it's their responsibility on their timing. So I honor everybody's timing. I honor everybody's free will choice. So how cool is that? That actually is extremely freeing. It's like, whoo, heck yeah. So even if I'm overwhelmed, I don't have to go try and help rescue and project whatever my needs are onto other people. That's what the compensating merger does. They're not, that's not who they are, but it's actually the behaviors that they're doing or showing is because of those deep needs within themselves. Yeah. Yeah, because that inner child within us, we do have those deep needs. There are parts that we have been, hurt and wounded, and each one of us have. We really have. All of us have gone through some incredible things that we have, and to honor it. I mean, it's there for us. It's the contrasting experience, and it helps us when we do move through them and help integrate those aspects of ourselves back into our love, which Psyche does for you, helps assist you with. Then you get to have even higher level of compassion, of joy, of love, of peace, and of harmony within you. Woohoo! So it's kind of like that's the little the gift that happens going through that, which is absolutely amazing. So yay! Woohoo! Amazing. So yes, whatever you're going through, you can change and you can be more present and be divinely selfish, which means you get to be all of your love for yourself and for all that you can share. And this is what we are all being called to do by being obedient to our hearts, by listening to our hearts, listening to what our heart's desires are, and then bringing that out into the world. Oh, I love it, love it. All right, we're going to take another short break. And when we come back, we'll be sharing with you where you can learn Psyche, the Psyche workshops, a little bit more about that. Yes, how we may give ourselves permission to be divinely selfish so we may be obedient to our hearts. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, and hopefully throughout this talk, it has inspired you to start asking key questions for yourself, to start, being truthful and honest with yourself. Are you allowing yourself to be divinely selfish? Are you allowing yourself to live from your heart's desires, and to start taking those action steps to go do that? And sometimes those action steps can be difficult and challenging. I know I was married 31 years to a wonderful husband. We had 4 beautiful children. And then it got to a point over the years that we just were really growing in different directions and not sustainably growing together. So I had to be truthful to myself and with my ex, to just say it's okay through love, through my divine selfishness and for his own divine selfishness, it is okay and better to be living on our own, living in our trueness, than just pleasing, trying to make the world happy by saying, oh, I'm just going to stay together because we're supposed to. But yet we're both not doing very well in that state at all. So sometimes those changes can appear to be difficult, and yet they're sometimes the most necessary and sometimes the biggest. And when you do, it can make massive, massive changes for you. Absolutely. Yay. And there may be others that are in relationships that they can go and dive even deeper with each other and be willing to grow to even closer and better. Absolutely. Believe me, I would love for that definitely to happen for me in my next rodeo. That's for sure on that realm. Absolutely. So, and then also ask yourself, are you being obedient to your heart? Are you allowing your heart to move you? Are you allowing yourself to feel? Are you allowing yourself to be fully in your body? These are super huge key pieces to help yourself move and connect into your spiritual aspects of yourself, your internal GPS system, opening up those channels of knowing that you're a spiritual being having a human experience, which means let yourself feel the love, let yourself feel what excites you, what brings you joy, and then begin to go do those things. Begin to find ways that you can have that come into your life and experience into your life. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness. And when you do, you will be so grateful. And then you'll be a big lighthouse for others. So then they can go do the same. We're doing that for everyone here. The more we can be brighter and be our true essence and just be our own natural selves, it gives other people the permission to do that too. And that's what that gift of being divinely selfish offers for you in living and being obedient from your heart. get you to do. Yay! So if you would love some help with that, this is the gift of Psych-K, and I am a certified Psych-K instructor and a facilitator. So if you want to have private sessions with me, you can go to my website, and if you want to check in where my workshops are, also go to my website. It's at igniteandhealyourlife.com. Igniteandhealyourlife.com, and that's igniteandhealyourlife.com. Yes. And I usually will recommend like the series of 3 is really great, having 3 sessions, because you can go dive deeper with each one, and you'll be amazed. It's all in your readiness. And when you're ready for the changes and you actually make those changes at the subconscious level, wow, how doorways begin to open up for you. New living experiences can come your way. Yeah, so you can live more in that peace, that harmony, that freedom, the independence, the abundance, yeah, of true love, and the true divineness of you, of your true love. Yes. Woohoo. And I do teach 3-day workshops. They're on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. This weekend, will be in Boise, Idaho. So July 21st to 23rd, I'll be in Boise, Idaho. So anyone who wants to come last minute, we have like 2 spots left if someone wants to jump in. If you want to learn online, we do offer online workshops with Psych-K, just beginning with yourself at the level 1. And it's a beautiful way. That's actually the end of July, July 28th to the 30th. And you can get your spot for that on my website. If you'll be around the Louisville, Kentucky area the first weekend in August 4th to the 6th, I'll be there for the in-person basic workshop. And then in September, I'll be in Toronto, Canada, and then Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and then Wasilla, Alaska. So any of those spots, places, and dates that work for you, you get to pick the right one for you. Yes. And at the end of October, I'll be in Berkeley, California. So we do have these all over the United States. There's a few other instructors here in the United States too. Find the right one for you. We're here for you. We're so here for you. And it's just time. It's time. It's time to step into the personal power of who you are. It's time to ignite the love and the light of who you are, to give yourself permission to be divinely selfish, meaning you get to put your life first into the joys and the love and the excitements, and then go become the creator of that. Go create new things. Go experience new things. Go be with the people that lift you up, that encourage you, that adore you, that respect and revere you. And you get to have those beliefs within you that you know that is how you're naturally meant to live. And then your life is going to begin to start showing up in that way. And this is the gift that we offer with Psych-K. And that's, I know, I'm forever grateful. I know I'll probably be doing this till my last breath. This is my calling, and how I'm able to serve the world just by being an igniter of love and light, and help letting you know that you can do it too. Because you are magnificent, and you're vital, and you're important to this world, and we need you. And we want you to share your gifts with the world that bring you joy, and that it can be fun and gentle and light and easy. It doesn't have to be hard anymore. That's a whole other caveat that we get to share. Go be in nature. Go be with people that you do love and serve and care for. Offer yourself time for yourself. That's a big one. Just even if it's 10 minutes. Go in nature, just breathe, listen to the birds, connect with the trees. That's what I do. And you will be amazed how much better you're going to begin to feel. Just as little as that. And breathe. Your breath is your biggest gift. Breathe in that life force energy that opens up every aspect within you to your highest level. And then breathe out everything that no longer serves you. You got this. And we welcome you.